guys, Comic Uno. Today I'm doing a review for Superior Spider-Man issue 2. And before I start talking about this review, just want to give you guys a little update that I have two comics I usually do on Comic Uno that I did on DarkAvengerINC this week, which were Flash issue 16 and Arrow issue 3. So if you want to go check out those comics, just go in the description below and you can go check those out. Let's talk about the issue I'm reviewing, Superior Spider-Man issue 2. I saw this cover in October when I went to the Spider-Man panel in New York Comic Con, and I was super excited because we didn't know Dr.Orctopus was Spider-Man at first, and I was like, oh, who is this? Why is he kissing Mary Jane? Oh, maybe after issue 700 everything's resolved. Yeah, that obviously we know now it's Dr.Orctopus, but still very curious to see what happens with this, because you guys know I'm a big Spider-Man and Mary Jane fan, so you know this is going to be a Mary Jane issue. So I was very excited to see what would happen, and I was kind of disappointed throughout this whole entire journey with Mary Jane and Dr.Orctopus so far, is that Mary Jane should be the person that does realize Peter's different. And all these other people are realizing it but Mary Jane, and I feel like, she would notice, and she's not. And we'll see in this issue if she does notice, and we'll see. So with this issue we get to see, again, it is a big Mary Jane and Peter, and Dr.Orctopus issue. And we get to see Dr.Orctopus, all he wants to do is really sleep with Mary Jane. And he's trying so hard to do it. And he really doesn't care about her feelings. And but Peter is like, Mary Jane, come on, that's not me. How are you realizing this? So Mary Jane, Peter is just doing this whole commentary throughout this whole issue, which is really fun. So if you miss Peter, he's in this issue. He's just seeing everything that's going wrong, you can't do anything about it, which is kind of fun. We get to see Peter. We get to see him, how he feels about all this, which you really can't see in other comic books, see how the dead person feels about something else. We get to see Peter's commentary throughout this whole thing. We don't see him just stop a punt. We get to see him throughout this whole issue. So we get to see, again, Dr.Orctopus is with Mary Jane, but he starts to learn to like Mary Jane. He starts to get Peter's feelings with Mary Jane. And that's how he realizes he really likes Mary Jane, of course, because he has Peter's memories. It says, I really love you, Mary Jane, but we can't do this. We try this all the time. I'm Spider-Man, and you have to realize that. And then Mary Jane's, you know what, maybe I am doing this so many times, and maybe it's not right. And she tells Carly this, because she is becoming better friends with Carly. And we got to see that grow throughout Amazing Spider-Man. And, Carly's just thinking about, she's the only one who's thinking about it, because she's the only one that knows that Dr.Orctopus, Peter was in Dr.Orctopus's body. And then Carly's thinking about this, and she's like, you know what, I know my arm got shot, but I really gotta think, I have something I have to look into. So she's not saying anything to Mary Jane yet, but Carly's definitely the only key we have for Mary Jane to find out that it's not Peter. So I like this issue for different reasons, and I dislike this issue for different reasons. Well, first let me just talk about art-wise. Let's just get that over with. I really like the art. I like what Stegman's done with the art, but I don't really like how Ghost Peter looks. I feel like it is a little sketchy. I think it could look better. Here's Ghost Peter a little. Get Ghost Peter. Oh, here's Ghost Peter. He looks a little sketchy. So I don't love that about the art, but everything else about the art is pretty good. So let's talk about the story. I think it was a little stressful. I'm a big Mary Jane Peter fan, so it was a little stressful, but I feel like we felt like Peter, because we are the readers, and I feel like we felt the stress that Peter's feeling. I think Dan Slott's doing this all for a reason. I think he wants us to be stressed out as fans and learn how much we love about this character, and if we didn't love Peter, we wouldn't care. We wouldn't be so stressed out. And we are stressed out because of what's going on with this. And I like that we get to see Peter do the whole commentary thing. And Dr.Orctopus actually loved Mary Jane kind of towards the end and say, I gotta let you go. And that's something I feel like, okay, this is a little interesting now. But I really do hope, there's the perfect line that Peter said in this issue, is that when I think Dr.Orctopus was done doing the, the signature thing that Peter and MJ always do, the, web sling, and right before, Peter's like, how do you not realize it's not me? Come on, we're soulmates. And we get to realize how much Peter loves Mary Jane throughout this issue, and doesn't want to let go of her, but he's like, maybe, Dr.Orctopus is doing the right thing by letting go, So it is interesting, this issue, very stressful, but I really do hope Mary Jane does learn. It's like, oh, maybe something is different, you know, maybe he's pushing, how would Peter be able to push me away? But honestly, I think Carly's going to be the one to tell her, is like, alright, well, you know how Dr. Octopus died? Yeah. You know, no, you know how Peter's been acting different? It's Dr. Octopus, because Peter told me that before he died. So honestly, I think Carly will be the person to find out. I don't know if that means that they're soulmates or whatever. I really don't think it has anything to do with their relationship. But it's the only character I feel like that is surprisingly will know and will Mary Jane believe Carly. I think that's something that will develop throughout issues to come, and I think we'll see more Mary Jane throughout the issues. But this was a very Mary Jane and Peter Parker issue, which I was happy and disappointed of. I mean, if it was Peter and Mary Jane, then it'd be fine, but it's Dr. Octopus and Mary Jane. And, again, it's a very stressful issue, but I think I like that because it was stressful, and again, we get to see how much we care about this character. And, I think Dan Slott's doing this all on purpose. He's doing this all on purpose. He wants us to be stressed out, and we feel the way Peter does in this issue. Also, something I love is that Dr. Octopus is a smarter Peter Parker. He balances his time better throughout this issue. He makes spider bots that he doesn't have to patrol, and Peter's like, why didn't I think about that? So obviously Dr. Octopus is really annoying, but he is somewhat of a better Spider-Man sometimes and figuring out different things to make his life a little easier that I wish Peter did figure out, because I think if Peter really did try, he could have figured it out. But Dr. Octopus has this drive to make him figure out all these things and be a better Spider-Man. So that's why he's figuring out all these things, and I think when Peter does come back, it'll be easier for him now. Yeah, so I think it gives us a little bit for issues to come. I really like that J. Jonah Jameson had a handshake with Dr. Octopus before he would accept Peter. Now, that's something that was really funny also. I just love the commentary from Peter in this issue. I think that was probably the best part. If it was just Dr. Octopus and without Peter as a ghost, I think I'd be really pissed. You know, I think I would hate this issue. But you understand what Peter is going through, and you get to see as much Peter as you do Dr. Octopus in this issue. So, I'm going to give it a solid 4. I don't think it was anything crazy good, but it definitely developed some stuff, and especially with the Carly thing, I'm very excited to see what she does with that information in the end. Really should be interesting. I think, again, with this issue, I think people are going to hate it, like it, or, you know, love it. And I don't know if a lot of people love it, but I think it was a really solid issue. I'm going to give it 4 stars. Again, it's very stressful if you like this series, but I think Dan Slott's doing it for a reason, and that's why I'm respecting that. And I'm respecting that it's stressful. And, yeah, I say read it. Give it 4 stars. And as a Mary Jane Peter fan, I'm accepting it for now. But if she doesn't find out soon, I'm going to get a little pissed. But for now, I'm accepting it, and I really hope she does realize, wait, this is my soulmate. How did I not realize this? Again, I think this will have stuff to do with Carly once she finds out. But this is Comic Uno. Hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me your thoughts in the comments below, what you thought about this issue. And guys, don't forget to follow me on Twitter for Comic Uno and the Rant Situations. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Bye, guys.